My name is Ryan Cortez. I'm 38 years old, a special operations police officer with the Organized Crime Task Force in Miami, Florida. My job requires the highest level of secrecy. I often go undercover, drive unremarkable vehicles, and live in a normal neighborhood to avoid drawing attention. I own an old Jeep Wrangler, matte black, with off-road tires, and some special hidden equipment inside a police radio, concealed emergency lights, and even a few weapons securely locked in the trunk. This Jeep isn't personal. It's owned by the Special Task Force and used for surveillance and raid operations. I park it in my garage secured with a sturdy lock and only use it when needed. My neighborhood is an upscale gated community called Palm Estates, with modern homes, a community pool, and a notoriously strict homeowners association HOA. It's the perfect place for me to blend in. No one suspects that a single guy who works in an office like me is actually a cop. But then Karen Fitzgerald showed up and turned everything into hell. Karen is about 62 years old with short silver hair, always wearing short skirts and polo shirts, driving a bright red Mercedes convertible. She's been HOA president for 5 years and is famous under the nickname HOA Karen for her superpower-level ability to issue fines and create drama. She once fined a family $1,000 for leaving their Christmas tree up past the deadline, shut down a kid's lemonade stand for operating without a permit, and even called the police on a neighbor for singing karaoke after 9 p.m. Everyone fears her because she has connections on the city council and constantly threatens lawsuits. The trouble started when I had to park the Jeep on the street for one night because my garage was under repair. I parked it close to the curb, not blocking anything, and hung a sign that read, "Vehicle under repair. Please do not move." The next morning, the Jeep was gone. I checked my home security cameras. Karen drove up at 6 a.m., used bolt cutters to cut the chain lock. I had chained it to a street light for safety, then called a tow truck to haul the Jeep away. She even smiled and said to the tow driver, "This vehicle is violating HOA parking rules. I'll keep it in the impound lot until the owner pays the fine." I was furious but had to stay calm. My job doesn't allow me to reveal my identity. I called the HOA impound lot, actually the garage of a board member, and they confirmed the Jeep was towed for improper parking. $300 fine to get it back. I decided to confront her directly. I knocked on Karen's door dressed casually and politely. "Hello, Mrs. Fitzgerald. I'm Ryan Neighbor at House 45. You had my Jeep towed, right? It's my work vehicle. I need it urgently." Karen looked me up and down and smirked. "Oh, you're the owner of that rusty piece of junk. It looks like scrap metal and ruins the neighborhood's appearance. HOA rules prohibit parking on the street for more than 12 hours. Pay the $300 fine, then you can have it back. Next time, park properly." I explained, "Ma'am, my garage was being repaired. It was just one night, and you cut my chain lock. That's destruction of property." She crossed her arms. "Chain lock? That was trash blocking the common area. As president, I have the right to clean it up. If you don't like it, sue me." I tried the peaceful route, paid the fine to get the Jeep back, but documented everything. I installed additional cameras around the house and garage and put up clearer signs. But Karen didn't stop. She started targeting me fines for slightly overgrown lawn, for leaving the trash can out 5 minutes late, and even a warning letter for "Your Jeep has a strange smell," actually engine oil from the specialized motor. The second time I parked the Jeep in the garage but forgot to lock the garage door. Karen sneaked in, caught on camera, cut the spare tire lock, and had the Jeep towed again for vehicle not registered with the HOA. This time, $500 fine. I called local police without revealing my identity. They reviewed the footage and said, "This is theft." But since she's the HOA president and the tow was under regulations, we'll just issue a warning. Karen got the warning but laughed. "Thank you, officers. I'm just keeping the neighborhood clean and beautiful." I met with the HOA board, presented camera evidence and vehicle paperwork hiding the police parts. But the board was full of Karen's friends. They rejected it. "Mrs. Fitzgerald was acting for the common good. You should follow the rules." By now, I'd lost $800 in fines, and the Jeep had been towed twice. Luckily, no one discovered the special equipment inside. Neighbors whispered. The old man next door said, "Karen's a nightmare. She once towed my daughter's car just for parking near her house." A young mom said, "If you can do something about her, we'll secretly support you." I decided it was time for revenge, but not the usual way I'd use my police identity. As a special operations officer, I'm experienced with undercover ops. The plan: let Karen dig her own grave by taking the Jeep one more time, but this time I'd turn it into bait for a major sting. I coordinated with my team. The Jeep was equipped with additional GPS tracking, hidden cameras, and a special package in the trunk, actually fake evidence for a drug smuggling case used in training, but looked completely real. I intentionally parked it on the street with a sign, "Official vehicle, do not move," but made it look like I forgot to lock the garage. I waited. Karen, with her nosy nature, wouldn't miss it. While waiting, I gathered more evidence, recorded her calls to the tow company, lightly accessed via police apps, and monitored HOA emails. Turns out she'd towed many people's vehicles and kept the fines to make extra money. That summer was scorching hot, and Karen grew even more irritable. She held weekly HOA meetings, scolding everyone for the neighborhood declining because of lazy people like the guy at House 45. The fateful night I forgot to park the Jeep in the garage, chaining it with an even heavier new chain. Cameras ready. At 3 a.m., Karen appeared wearing pajamas, carrying professional bolt cutters. She came prepared. She muttered to herself, "This ugly vehicle is out here again. This time I'll keep it forever. One isn't fine." She cut the chain. The metallic snap echoed, then called her usual tow truck. The truck arrived and towed the Jeep straight to her own garage. Not the community lot anymore. Was she planning to hide it? The next morning, I reported to the team, "Vehicle taken. Initiate operation." The GPS led us to Karen's garage. We waited until evening when she opened the trunk to inspect. Hidden camera recorded it. She saw the special package, looking like bags of white powder, actually flour mixed with fake chemicals, and some forged documents. Karen panicked. "What is this, drugs? Oh no, I have to destroy it." She called a friend on the board. "Come here, quick. This Jeep has strange stuff." But it was too late. My SWAT team raided 10 armed officers, blinding floodlights, shouting, "Police hands up." Karen and her friend were arrested on the spot for seizure of government property and suspected drug involvement. She screamed, "You've got the wrong person. I'm the HOA president. This is a violating vehicle. I was just having it towed." I stepped forward in full uniform. "Mrs. Fitzgerald, you've cut locks and seized a special task force vehicle 3 times. This Jeep is used for covert operations. You're obstructing justice." Karen's face went white as a sheet. You're a cop. Impossible." Karen was charged with destruction of government property, theft of a government vehicle, and obstruction of investigation, even though the drugs were fake. Her actions were enough. The court processed it quickly. 2 years suspended sentence, $50,000 fine, and complete loss of HOA power. The board held an emergency meeting and permanently removed her. I was invited to serve as security advisor for the neighborhood. Neighbors threw a thank you party. "You saved us from the nightmare." Karen had to sell her Mercedes to pay the fine. Now she lives quietly, not daring to hassle anyone. Whenever she sees my Jeep, she turns away. As for me, I continue my work, but the neighborhood is much more peaceful now. Lesson: never mess with someone else's vehicle, especially if it belongs to a special operations cop.